Now I'm getting ready to do this next step, but I wanted to show you something. I can see there's a couple things I got to do to it first. I'm hoping you can see that without the sun being on there now and stuff. You see this right in here? There's an indentation and it's high, and I can press on this and move the stuff around a little bit because this was really thick before when I put it on there. It's thicker in some places than not. I'm going to take this, and it's still moist on the inside of this, so if I can redirect that moisture of the roofing over underneath to minimize that hump on the outside. See, it's still going to be low in here, but that's okay. It's if I can move some of it, and I think I can. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to do just that. Okay, now I have another spot. Let's see if you can see this other spot over here. I'm going to try to zoom it in just a hair. Okay. See this spot here? It's like I can just push it in. Now, it's probably because I stepped there when I was working up above. And so I'm just moving the paint or the roofing material underneath. See? And I'm just pushing it in towards this hole if I can underneath to minimize the hole and the heavy hump right there if I can get it. And I don't necessarily have to break the top or anything. Just gonna see what I can do about that and push it over the best I can before I do this step, okay? If I didn't do that, I'd have just a little bit of a mound there, and I might still have one slightly. I'm gonna keep trying to work this almost like Play-Doh at this point. Let's see if I can't get it moved in, pressed over. And get it flat. Okay. I'm trying not to puncture it if I can help it. You know, I did puncture it just slightly, but that's okay. I try to minimize that, and I'm trying to push it into this hole. Okay. And when I put the other stuff on, it should be okay. It should be okay. Right, like that. Okay, that's about as good as I'm going to be able to get it, I think. I thought I could do it a little bit better. Okay. Because that stuff's not going to stretch out now. It's going to stay pretty much how that is now, see? Okay. All right. The best I can. Oh. All right, broke it. Just barely. That's all right. I got it on the outside now. Boy, I really did think I could get this. But now it looks like I might have to cut that off with my sheetrock knife, or maybe I can just peel it off. I'm gonna get my hands all grubby, but that's okay because I got my water bucket ready. In fact, since I'm gonna do that, here, let's just rip off the piece that is giving me fits. So I had a little bubble on the bottom step that was going away by doing this, but here, this is working. That's all right. There. Okay. That's taken me a few minutes to fix this, but it had a slight hump there, a Humpty Dump. Now that's way better than it was. Okay. Oh, there you go. I'm gonna one more little piece here, I guess. Okay. Okay. The more I work on it, the more I see I can get off of it. All right. There we go. I think that's as good as I'm going to get it. Now I can put my next material on there, right? And pretty much have that go away. I'm gonna throw this away and clean up my hands, and I'll be right back, and we'll do this next step. Whew. Okay, let's start over here. We're gonna start right there. Get you back, and I've just been using my 6-inch, so I don't think I'm going to use my 4-inch anymore. I was just showing you that. Put a little bit more mud in here. Mud. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. More roofing material in there. And when I can't get it on there, I just wipe it off there and put some more on. Oh, see, I got a little goober right there. You get one little thing on there and it just messes you up. There's one little high spot I just covered right there. I could have messed with that a little bit more earlier, but I didn't. Okay. Go down to nothing on the step. It almost looks like it was meant to be, doesn't it? Almost. Wipe it off. That's why I wanted that nice, clean, straight edge on there. And let's get the rest of this step. Here's that area over there. I know you want to see if it's going to cover that, but I'm just working, I don't know, I'm working from right to left, and if it's easier for you to go left to right, fine. You don't have to do it this exact same way. So when I get some on there, I just wipe it off. That's why I wanted that edge nice and cleaned off from before. Wipe off my excess. I'm getting close over here now. Okay. And this little bugger's going to go right away. Look at that. And if you think you need to put more on there after this dries, you can. There's only going to be so much you can do on this skim coat. See, I just took some off because I wasn't paying attention. Okay, do the whole patch at the same time and then stay away from it. And here's a little low spot right there. Grab some on my tip at the left so I can grab it right there so I can get right next to the wall like that. Okay. I'm liking that. I could live with that. And like I say, when you get all done, if there's something you can't live with, you can wait for this to dry and you can put another little tight skim coat. I call it skin or skim coat. And there, you're done with another step. I'm liking that. I'm liking it. Okay, let's just keep the camera rolling. Let's look at this next step. This next one, there's no real high and low spots where it looks like I've got to do what I did with that other step, okay? And so this next step is good to go right there. I've still got plenty in here. I'm trying to step on the front edge of each step so I don't cave in any low spots behind me, but if I do, I can take care of it just like I took care of that last one, huh? You can't really, this is not a time to use your mini roller, right? Not a time. Just using my drywall knife. And some people laugh at me, hey Joe, why don't you get a stainless steel drywall pan? Well, I use a stainless steel one, costs about 3 times as much as the plastic ones, and I try to use the plastic ones to show you that, hey, you can use the plastic one. I've had this one for years. You just have to be careful with it. And especially if you're not sure you're going to keep doing this kind of stuff, don't get real expensive tools to begin with. You know, do the plastic tray, pan, and if you're like, oh yeah, I can see I'm liking to start doing things on my own, get yourself a nice stainless steel pan. Spend the extra money since you're not paying somebody to do work. You're doing it yourself. You can use some of that money that you save for some tools, right? How many times are you going to need to buy a stainless steel pan after the first time? Probably none, as long as you keep it nice. Now see, there's a little spot there, so I'm going to see if I can't do it a little different on that. Okay, there we go. And yeah, I think you can see the rest of that step. Okay. It really isn't taking me that long to do this. I wanted you to see how quick it is. And I don't know if you're going to have stairs like this or not at your place, but you can always learn something on my videos, whatever it is. Maybe you're going to learn something on how to install your skim material and drywall, and you can watch this video and learn from this, right? Maybe. Looks like there's a little more right in there. Okay, so like I say, I'm not going to get each step 100% perfect with no lines, but as long as I'm doing them all and they all look the same, I'm okay with it. It almost looks like a little texture on those stairs, and that's fine. Maybe that's a good thing, so that it keeps people from slipping on it when they're wet, let's say. It gives each step just a little texture on it, and get you down there a little closer to see that. Okay, and I've done those other ones, and come to think of it, when this is all dry, see, now that I know, see, each one of these has a little texture on it, kind of, except the top two, because I put those on with the paintbrush. Those slightly look different than these, and what I could do, if I wanted to, is after this coat dries, go back up and do the top two with the drywall knife, just like I did everything else, to have them all blend in, or leave the top two alone. They don't actually look that much different than everything else. I could live with that, but you know, I might do something different. And see this bottom step where I've been stepping, see how it's all in there? Well, I'm gonna fix that, but not until I do these next stairs. And this had a high bit there that I mashed down the best I could, and it's pretty level with from here down. I know there's a low spot here, there's a low spot, and everything else on here is pretty okay. Here's a little spot right in there where, see if I can just flatten down those high edges. Or not. See, from here down, this looks okay. If this was higher than there, then I'd want to flatten that down more. So I know this is just a little bit low right in there. I think I'm okay with leaving that without having to dig some of it out. Okay, I think I'm going to leave that right there, and I'm pretty much ready to do that one. I've got to get some more and pour it in there, and I've just been pouring it directly into there from my bucket out here. I got probably, I'm guessing a gallon left. And I'm pouring on the back side so I don't get it all over on the front of this, in case I need to get more of this or whatever. I always like to do that. This is just like cake batter, see? That's all it is. And then I just clean this edge off because I don't want it to dry on there. Put it back on the inside. Okay. That's all. Well, that's ready for my next to go. And I should just set this lid on it, especially if it was sunny. You don't want that top to skin up. Okay. And before I poured that bit in there, I cleaned out the edges on the inside corners of that pan and put that stuff in the middle because I don't want that stuff to ever dry. The old stuff that I still had in the pan, because I don't want it to dry, skin up, or cause little rubbery bits to get in the rest of my stuff before I skim out those next steps. You see what I'm saying? Always be ready for your project.